Greetings and salutations everyone, this is No Code Gaming, and I'd like to welcome you back to another Master Duel video. And in this video, I finally got around to the wet side of things, and have fully accepted that I am a degenerate, let's say POS, to keep things family friendly. And yeah, I just had to make Umi Control. It is a 2-card floodgate deck, as some of you may have experienced, and as some of you might remember, I once quoted that Umi Control is basically Eldritch but wet. But here's the good thing, sometimes being wet is just fine. Anyways, let's get on with the deck itself. So, full disclosure, the basis of the deck is the same throughout. The few flex spots that you have as a designer for this deck are 3, so you can get rid of the Dark Ruler no more, and one of your normal monsters if you so wish. The reason why we play a normal monster is to use with Fish Sonar, as Fish Sonar allows you to special summon a normal water monster from your deck if you control an Umi card on the field. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. Let's get on with the main deck proper. We have Gogiga, Gagagio, the very powerful normal water monster in the deck. Like I said, this can be replaced with other tech cards if you so wish. Things like Infinite Permanence, Maxi, and Ash Blossom. As you can see, we are not running any Maxi or Ash Blossom, so this deck is sort of folds going second. I will fully admit that now. Next, we have Warrior of Atlantis, aka 3 more copies of Legendary Ocean. We have Doom Kraken, which is a quick effect, allows you to bounce back a monster you control and destroy a monster your opponent controls as long as you control an Umi. We have Electric Jellyfish, which is our spell and monster negate, allowing you to, as long as Umi's on the field, once per turn negate the activation of a spell or monster effect. Additionally, we have Icejade Tremora. This card allows you to discard this card and special summon a water monster from your hand. Next, we have the star card of this deck, Ocean Dragon Lord Kairyu-Shin. This card, as long as Umi is on the field, each player can only control 1 non-water monster. So, if your opponent is playing a, let's say a branded deck, that deck is just full of dark monsters, so they can only control 1 dark monster at a time. And basically, as long as they have a dark monster on the field or a non-water monster on the field, they cannot special summon a non-water monster. So let's say they have Aluber on the field. They can't fusion into another dark monster because Aluber is currently on the field. Next, we have General Raiho of the Ice Barrier. Why is this card in this deck? Well, it is a water warrior with a very potent effect. It being a water warrior is relevant to the next card, but General Raiho is able to, when your opponent's monster activates its effect, they must discard 1 card or the effect is negated. So it is a blanketing effect and not activated and cannot be responded to. However, it can be negated if they have like cards like Infinite Permanence. So if your opponent has a low hand count, they can't activate much monster effects. Next, we have Mega Fortress Whale, and its effects are, as long as Umi's on the field, you can activate this effect. Your water monsters can attack your opponent directly. Additionally, it has a quick effect during your opponent's battle phase. You can destroy 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Then, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can either add or special summon a water warrior monster from your deck, or GY, and that water warrior monster, as mentioned, is General Raiho. Next, we have Gamma Seal, the Sea Turtle Kaiju. Why are we running Gamma Seal and not other Kaiju? Well, you can search it using Ice Barrier, but if you want to replace Gamma Seal with like with a different type of Kaiju, like say the what's the one Kaiju? Mothra Kaiju. You can, but I advise against it, as Gamma Seal is the weakest in attack power for Kaiju, so that's why I recommend running it. Next, we have Harpie's Feather Duster. That's tech. We have Foolish Burial Grounds. The reason we are running Foolish Burial Grounds, they act as extra copies of Ice Barrier. The reason why we run Ice Barrier is it allows us to search our Kairyu-Shin. Next, we have Pot of Extravagance, standard draw 2. Dark Ruler No More. This is a really good card and one of your only going second cards in this build of the deck. So it negates all face-up monster effects that your opponent controls, and unfortunately your opponent does not take battle damage for the rest of this turn. So it's decent. If you have it, I might replace this with cards like Dark Hole, Raigeki, Lightning Storm. Heck, even Forbidden Droplet is just fine as well. If you don't want to make Dark Ruler No More, those are some replacements to this card. Additionally, you can run more Floodgates if you wish to be much more of a jerk than you already are by playing Umi Control. Next, we have Pot of Prosperity, allowing you to excavate up to 6 of the cards on your main deck. So basically help you getting the key cards for Kairyu-Shin, Sea Stealth Attack 2, and a Legendary Ocean. Next, we have Fish Sonar. Fish Sonar allows you to search out Kairyu-Shin, as well as Mega Fortress Whale, as well as Electric Jellyfish, and Doom Kraken. Additionally, it can search out Gogiga, Gagagio. And yeah, if you also control Umi when you activate this, you can special summon Gogiga, Gagagio as well. A Legendary Ocean. This is one of our key cards, allowing you to normal summon Kairyu-Shin without a tribute. Sea Stealth 2. Be wary of this card if you're playing against this deck. Try to get rid of Sea Stealth 2 as soon as possible if you're facing against Umi Control. The reason being, Sea Stealth 2 can recur a Kairyu-Shin, causing you to basically wipe your own field, so be careful with that. Called by the Grave. Is Called by the Grave. You basically need this card most of the time now. But yeah, it's Graveyard Disruption, always nice. Ice Barrier. You basically use Ice Barrier for its graveyard effect, allowing you to search out a high level water monster and then add a water monster from your graveyard into your hand. Next, we have Kairyu-Shin's Dark Reef. You can send one face-up Umi you control to the GY, special summon up to 2 monsters with different names from your hand and or deck that mention Umi or are water normal monsters in defense position. Then, if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon any number of level 6 or lower water normal monsters from your deck and or hand. Next, we have Sea Stealth Attack. It has 3 effects. Firstly, when you activate it, you can activate a Umi that's currently in your GY or in your hand. Additionally, once per turn, you can banish 1 water monster you control until the end phase, so it comes back. And then this turn, spells and traps that are face up on your field cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And lastly, it is also able to, at the start of the damage phase, if your water monster whose original level is 5 or higher battles an opponent's monster, destroy that opponent's monster. So basically, if anything decides to attack Kairyu-Shin, that monster's dead. If anything decides to attack Mega Fortress Whale, that card is dead. So, yeah. As for the extra deck doesn't really matter. The only cards that are required, quote unquote, required for the extra deck are Toadally Awesome, Bahamut Shark, and Zeus. Everything else can be up to you to make. But yeah, that's the deck itself. Let's get on to some replays. And here we are, starting with the first replay. The thing about Floodgate decks like this is the matches will be very hit or miss. So, of course, we are starting first. Going to cast a Pot of Extravagance, get a 2-draw. And from here, I would suggest going Foolish Burial to try and bait out any Ash Blossoms. No Ash Blossom, so I activate Fish Barrier, or Ice Barrier, get a Kairyu-Shin, add Kairyu-Shin. Then I add Warrior of Atlantis. Okay, they are now maxing. Max C is not very strong against this deck, as you special summon like maybe once or twice. That's it. It is not a combo deck. It is a control / floodgate deck. So activate Warrior of Atlantis, get Legendary Ocean, activate Legendary Ocean. Kairyu-Shin is now a level 4 and can be normal summoned. Activate Kairyu-Shin's effect and get a Sea Stealth attack. The reason I get Sea Stealth attack is it allows me to respond to Kairyu-Shin being destroyed or negated or targeted, and it protects these 2 key cards here. That does leave my field open, so do that with some foresight in what your opponent is playing. If you know your opponent can't OTK you, banishing your Kairyu-Shin is a good play in order to protect it. So activate Sea Stealth attack. There's no valid targets for Sea Stealth, so we don't get a free Umi play. Dark Ruler no more. And Sea Stealth attack to protect my Kairyu-Shin. Dark Ruler no more does only affect monsters, and if you have a trap or a quick play spell, you can respond to Dark Ruler no more. So here's actually one of my pseudo favorite things about a Legendary Ocean. It screws over Swordsoul hard. As you can see, their levels are now less than what Swordsoul's used to. So basically they can synchro a level 6, but from what I remember, Swordsoul does not play a level 6. Kairyu-Shin comes back. They maxi. I don't know why they maxi. Activate Kairyu-Shin again. Use Stealth attack to protect it. Because I'm not sure. I feel like this is a blackout. So just to protect my cards. Get a Sea Stealth attack. Kairyu-Shin. Sea Stealth attack. And we go to battle. Attack. Automatically destroyed because of Sea Stealth attack. I now have 2 Kairyu-Shins on the field. My opponent surrenders from there. Yeah, if you are able to establish a good enough board, this becomes a stupid deck to play against. And here we are with the second replay. So as you saw in the first one, heavily disrupts Swordsoul plays. So really, really good opening hand. I have a Kairyu-Shin, a Legendary Ocean, and a Sea Stealth attack, allowing me to go get a, I believe it's a Sea attack or something along those lines. But, so activate Legendary Ocean, normal Kairyu-Shin, activate Kairyu-Shin, search out, and never mind. Yeah, Ash Blossom negates the search, but here's the thing. Sea Stealth attacks, first effect is you can activate an Umi from your hand or GY. This makes Sea Stealth 2 technically an Umi card, so you can use Foolish Burial to send a Umi, quote-unquote Umi, from your deck to your graveyard, activate Sea Stealth attack, and yeah, you get the card that you were searching for all this time. Activate Sea Stealth attack. Get Sea Stealth 2. And now my Kairyu-Shin is protected from monster effects of non-water monsters. I should probably add that as a caveat. They normal Fairy Tail Snow, and because they can't target Fairy Tail Snow, or they can't use Fairy Tail Snow against Kairyu-Shin, that is an instant win with a surrender. And here we are with the third and final replay. And this one is against Swordsoul Skystrikers. So, as you see, no good opening cards. Luckily, Pot of Extravagance. This is why we are running so many pots in this deck. They maxi in response. Makes sense. They don't know what I'm playing. Maxi is always a safe play. So, draw 2 off the pot. And luckily, I got a Kairyu-Shin. Legendary Ocean, Kairyu-Shin, Kairyu-Shin activates. Get a Sea Stealth 2. Basically, if you already have Sea Stealth attack, get a Sea Stealth 2. If you do not have a Sea Stealth attack, search out your Sea Stealth attack from Kairyu-Shin's effect. Activate Sea Stealth attack 2, and Sea Stealth 2, and Sea Stealth attack is set along with Ice Barrier. So, for those of you who have not fully experienced Floodgates, one of the most annoying things about it is if you have a monster that's already like, so in the case of Kairyu-Shin, you can only control one non-water monster. So in this case, when they special summon a dark token, they can't link off. Well, they can link off into Shizuku, but that's about it. Their only option is linking off into Shizuku. And I just activate Doom Kraken to bounce my Kairyu-Shin and destroy their token. I'll normal Kairyu-Shin. Get another spell, Legendary Ocean, just as backup. And I'll set Kairyu-Shin's Dark Reef. Attack with both directly and pass the turn. Reef is a very, very potent card. In terms of search targets, Reef should be your like, hey, if you already have everything, Reef is a very, very good nice to have and set. There's a reason why. So they activate Forbidden Droplet. I can't respond. So now I am currently just with an 800 body and an 1100 body. However, by activating Dark Reef, I can get another Kairyu-Shin from my deck. Along with a Jellyfish. Just for extra, never mind, I didn't get a Jellyfish. So, this is me being greedy. I should have gone a Kairyu-Shin to get the Floodgate going, as well as a Jellyfish. So I had a monster and spell negate, because you never know, if this card is a Raigeki, I'm boned. And from there, they surrender. And that's the deck. Now, is the deck the best deck in the world? No. As I've been playing quite a few games of this, and I normally see that if you do not go first, this deck is basically a wet noodle. It has a hard time going second. Now this can be alleviated by, of course, replacing Dark Ruler No More and Gogiga Gagagio with something more akin or something that's better going second. Cards like Infinite Impermanence, Ash Blossom, Effect Veiler, stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you one secret that basically will guarantee that you play the best deck in the world. Closer, come here. The best deck in the world is the deck that you are most comfortable playing. If you have mastered a deck and done the ins and outs of the deck, it is the best deck for you to play. I'm just here to offer maybe a more fun deck or something that's a bit more different than you play normally. But that is just a suggestion. This version of the deck I'm showing on screen right now is one of the many versions that's currently out there. You can replace some of the tech cards with better cards. I know that running Forbidden Droplet is a good idea now. Same thing with Dark Hole is a good idea now. But yeah. Anyways, if you like the video, subscribe if you so desire, and have a great rest of your day. Remember, have fun splishing and splashing your opponent with this deck.